How have the politics of the Constitution changed in the last 4 years?
There used to be a consensus in this country that we live in a democracy. And what's happened is through cases like Citizens United or the voter ID cases, you're seeing systematic efforts to skew elections so that it's easier for some people to win than others. And then the other thing that you're seeing in the Affordable Care Act that was so important during the last Supreme Court term, this was a case where the plaintiff's legal theory was said to have no basis in the text of the Constitution by one of the most conservative judges in the country, and yet you had 4 justices who picked it right up. So we're living in a time where the very basis of our democracy, the notion that the people's representatives and not unelected judges get to decide how we're governed, is being called into question.
What is the conservative vision of the Constitution?
Well, at the most extreme, you have several members of Congress, senators, governors saying things like Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, child labor laws, all of that they're saying is unconstitutional. But even among the conservative mainstream, the challenge to the Affordable Care Act was a challenge to the notion that we are a democracy, that judges must be bound by the words of our Constitution, and that in almost every case, the American people's representatives get to decide how we are governed.
What does the Constitution actually say?
Well, there's certain things that are off the table for lawmakers. You can't discriminate against women or racial minorities or gay people. You can't suppress the vote in certain ways. You can't engage in government censorship. But the overwhelming majority of decisions are made by the American people through their representatives. Our Constitution is fundamentally a democratic document. And for the most part, if you go into it looking for a political agenda, you're doing it wrong.